Well, we talked the last couple days about having respect for basically the greatest sporting event in our country, maybe the world, that starts with championship week, and to respect that, to appreciate that. You know, it's a blessed opportunity to play in that, and let's bring our best as we come out in this. And you know, we've talked a lot about the way to, you know, when you come tournament time, it's about whatever it takes and finish mentality. And for us to be at our best, it's about connection. And we've really played an elite level of defense coming down the stretch of the season, and we've gotten the mantra of, you know, hey, start the game by being able to win ugly. Unfortunately, our guys, they want to please so badly that they took that literally, and so we haven't made a lot of shots in the last 3 weeks. But we've been defending our tails off, and then we start really talking about the connection and how we share the basketball. And these two guys played on last year's team, and you know, Matt was there the year before and has seen how, you know, Fort Wayne plays their basketball on the offensive end, and I thought it was phenomenal tonight. I mean, 22 assists. I mean, you know, that's what I'm used to seeing, and that was the connection on the floor and the guys sharing the basketball and the ball movement. And I thought we learned a great lesson in Brookings this year. We had them down 36-26 at half, and I didn't do a very good job at halftime. I got a number of newcomers. I didn't draw attention to the fact that South Dakota State has one of the best fan bases in the country, and they're going to be going wild no matter what happens, and raise the roof and throw adversity at you. And you know, despite the fact we had won at Grand Canyon this year, which is a similar atmosphere, but not as good, and our guys didn't manage that adversity as well. And so we referenced that, we managed that, and we told our guys every time the roof was raised, embrace that. That means it's laser focused time. And I thought our guys were exceptional when South Dakota State went on runs. We had great poise. We had a number of back cuts. We really spaced them out in those opportunities. And you know, we unfortunately didn't get the one statistical goal that I was obsessed with. South Dakota State's 16-1 when they out-rebound their opponents, and I was obsessed with it. We're a really good rebounding team, and we lost it 36-37, but we're able to pull out, you know, 16-2 for those guys. But these guys both did a phenomenal job tonight.
John, when you found out that Doug Wilson wasn't going to play for South Dakota State, obviously that shortened their bench. That clearly was a difference in the game. But what did that change at all in your strategy in the game?
Well, I mean, we've done a really good job against Doug Wilson. And in both games, we had two of his season lows on it. And, you know, at the end of the day, you guys smoked us like a salmon in both of them. And so, like, you know, that was one where they're a good team regardless if he's out there or not. But you're right, shrinking the bench, you know, rebound, that helped us in the rebounding battle when you take 20 points away there. I think sometimes, though, it's almost that reverse side of it, to where when, you know, that first game when you're missing a really good component of your team, everybody else steps up on your team, and then maybe the team that's playing you has sort of a letdown, or they're like, hey, oh yeah, this isn't going to be as challenging as that. And so sometimes it works the opposite way. I think the fact that we had some time to kind of digest, maybe not, and we kind of played through that, but it was clearly a difference. I mean, Doug, I voted for him for Player of the Year. Like, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, you got to trap him every time he touches the ball, or you know, or he's going to shoot 70%. Now, I thought our guys did an exceptional job on Detlinger, who shoots 70%. I don't know, I didn't look at, you know, he was 2 for 6, and we've been firing all year on post players, and you know, he killed us at our place. And so we played one-on-one with him, and that's something we haven't worked on a lot. It's kind of become our thing to fire on guys, and I thought our guys really stepped up to that. But that, you know, that is unfortunate for South Dakota State. You know, I mean, obviously, tournament time, everybody wants to be their best. You want to play your best, and it's unfortunate for, you know, for Doug and for the, you know, all of South Dakota State. I would have liked to have played him.
You guys made big shots every time the State made a run. They really rose to the occasion. You can talk about that all you want, having been in that situation before, but you got to be proud of what they did.
No doubt. Big shots and big cuts. You know, our guys, it wasn't just that we made a few, deep threes, challenge threes, all of that, but we kept with our process, and that's what we've struggled with an inexperienced team. We got 9 guys that never, played in a Mastodon game before this year, and when adversity is because we played a ton of good basketball this year, but there's been 4 or 5 minutes to where, a team goes on a run, and that's where we play one-on-one basketball, and we've never been able to do that. We've never done that. That's not us. And today we just kept cutting. I mean, how many back cuts or shots where we got to the paint and drive and kick, like really good shots late in the shot clock night. And I thought there were a lot of them. I was really pleased with that tonight.
Jon, what can you say about Noah Friedell's effort to keep them in the game?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he phenomenal effort. I mean, from the tip, phenomenal. I'm glad he won't be in the league to watch him be a sophomore. He's a really good player, and really I thought he was more of a catch and shoot guy from preparing for past games and stuff, and I've seen his game rise a little bit. I heard of my assistants who are doing most of the scouting, watch a ton of that before I get the clip tapes, and he's really impressive right now.
One more question for Coach.
Speaking of that, this being your guys' last time in this tournament, has that been a factor at all? Have you talked about kind of this being your last hurrah and sort of making a run here? I
mean, we've done it at every site. I mean, and for me, I mean, a big part of our program is, being part of something bigger than yourself. And, it's about shared experiences that connect generations of our group. And that's what makes our program really special. I mean, we still do our creed before games and practices that Dane Fife created like 17 years ago. And, it's how we connect our group. And so we took a picture at Sioux Falls yesterday. I've been doing that 9 years. And that's cool. I remember the talk in the South Dakota State hotel in Brookings where we dropped that game, and it was the year we won the league, and I still remember that when we had that talk. We'd just gotten beat, and then we just raised our level play. Max Landis said, "I'm going to take this team on my back," and so every place we've gone, we've had those memories. And so this one coming into the Summit League tournament, I mean, yes, we talked about it. That's the one thing we haven't done. The one thing. I mean, we've won the regular season. We're the last team not on I-29 to have won the regular season. I think that's a huge, feather in our cap. That is hard to do with the travel. We didn't practice last week when we went to Oral Roberts. We got plane delays, all that stuff. Took us 18 hours to get to Tulsa. Didn't end up getting able to practice. We had a walkthrough in an airport. Took an extra flight to Houston just to get there. And so then, last player of the year, Max Landis, not on I-29. We've been averaging 20 wins a year, or 19 wins a year, all sorts of great stuff, but we have not won this tournament. And, I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, particularly you saw a crowd out there. I think we probably helped the tournament. Well, not the bill of the tournament, but we helped the helped the other field as well. I'm sure North Dakota State was cheering us on. But yes, it was, and I got a lot of respect for the tournament. The Summit League does a phenomenal job to put on a great first-class event, and there's great crowds out there, which we saw tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.